Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. And this week on the old Magic Roundabout, we've got another Dinky Toys. This is a later one though. This is the Dinky Toys TR7. There you go, TR7. As you watch this go around and have a look at the state of it, I'd just like to welcome any new friends of the channel. Thanks very much for joining, and welcome back all the old friends of the channel. Thanks very much. As usual, thanks for sticking with me. Okie doke then, look at this. TR7 by Dinky. Right, so let's get this off the Magic, get it on the bench, and let's have a damn good look at it. Alrighty then, here we go with the old Triumph. Dinky Toys. Triumph TR7. This is the Rally version. There's no suspension on it. Doors open. There and there. They're a bit, you know, it's coming to the cheaper stage of Dinky now. Back glass is okay. Front glass is okay. Wheels aren't too badly chewed up. Now what I had noticed, what I didn't notice before, I was looking to see if there's anything goes in there, but there's not. It's like a scoop. But I did notice that there's a spring. And it's advertised, I just looked on Google Images, and it's advertised on the box as a spring front and a spring back. There, look. So that'll be interesting. See how that's held together. So let's get in and have a look. Screw base, which will please some people. Put that in the tub. We've got the gang watching. They're over here somewhere. Put that in the tub. There's the new decals for it. These are from Black Square. Now I'm going to have to slice down these when they're on there because of the door jams, the door opening. Okay, so there are the decals from. Let's get this off carefully. Right, okay. Right, that's a plastic base. So I just basically take that off. And it looks like there's a, yeah, put that in there. Take the back axle off. Now it said a spring on here. There's no spring. Oh, I see. Oh, I got it. There's no spring. It's actually on the plastic there. There's plastic horns. 1, 2. So you put that in there like that, and then that's what creates the spring. Okay, so that's your spring at the front. And this one just fell off. The same at the back. These plastic horns. That's those two. I presume now you've got to open the door to get the interior out. Hopefully it'll come out okay. Yeah, pull it out from the back. Drag it forward. That's like a matchbox style. It's hinged. It's grubby in there. Look at that. So that's alright. I'm going to leave the doors on because it's going to be tricky otherwise. And the glass should just come out. Yeah. Okay. That's your glass. Yeah, I'm going to leave the doors on. I mean, I could get them out, I suppose, if I was to either lift that off there, which is going to be tight, or you can pull that spring, but they're really tight from there. And 9 times out of 10, when you try and get them back in, you're going to knacker the paintwork. We can paint them like that. There's quite a bit of gap between there and the door frame, so yeah, I think we can paint them. Yeah, they're not very clever. Look at the sloppiness in there. Look. I mean, if you was to pinch that down, I don't think you're going to make a lot of difference there. you got more likely to break it off. It's just the way it is, isn't it, I suppose, the way they've manufactured it. But yeah, we'll leave the doors on, because I find sometimes they're hard to do. If I was to get them off, I'd use that lever and spring like that. Yeah, you'd have to do the same on the way back. Try and get them back in there, which could be dangerous. So we're going to try with the doors open. Just pull them out like that. Should be able to get in there easy enough. Anyway, so that's ready for stripping. We'll also strip it with the doors open. There you go, job done. Okay then, that's the paint all stripped off and all cleaned up. Not too bad at all. So yeah, I decided, I did actually have a go at getting the doors out and back in again to see how I could do it efficiently without scratching. And it's a bit tricky, whichever way you do it, whether you pull the springs out the side here and then put the doors in after, push them behind the springs, or put the doors in first and put the spring on, you're risking scratching the paint or chipping it. So I'm going to go with it with the doors open. What was any damage? There was a slight bit there, and there was a little blister on the roof. Done that, so we're all good to go. These doors aren't great shutters anyway. If you look at that, the spring's really strong. That one's not so bad, but that one seems to be quite strong. I have tried to bend it slightly, but without much success. But there it is, TR7. What else have we done? We cleaned up the, excuse me, I'm doing something else in a minute. Base is all cleaned up. I put a bit of Molotov on these wheels. I don't mind putting Molotov on these wheels, or Molotov, because they look quite nice, they suit it. And I've done that now to allow them to dry, because they need plenty of time to dry. The windscreen, I've washed it, and it's not too bad. There's a few scratches on it. I will try and sand it out, or maybe I might use a bit of that auto sol on it, because it's got window wipers here. We risk sanding them off, and I don't want to do that. So I might just put a bit of auto sol on that. And apart from that, we're good to go. Interior's all cleaned up. That's all good. And the base. The bumpers don't need much work. They're all right. So I'm not going to mess with those. Okay, right. Oh, these are bumpers. If you look at the bumpers, they're pretty smooth. Because tendency with some of these, if you sand them and you get it, they will rough up a little bit, so be careful. You have to use a very fine grade sandpaper if you're going to, or sanding stick if you're going to do these, because it will pick up and go all hairy. You don't want that. Okay, right. Methylate spirits. I'm going to go with a white primer on here, and then white over the top. So it's a double white, double whammy. All right, see you when it's done. Alrighty then. Here she is, all painted. Don't get too close because it'll probably flash the camera out. Yeah, it's all painted. I painted it with the doors on. Made it easier, to be honest with you. There you go. So now it's all lacquered. I'm just letting it hard off for a, yeah, it was overnight last night and it's now the following evening, so I'm not going to really mess about with that at all. Oh, what's that on there? Mess about with that till mess about it till tomorrow, because I don't want to get fingerprints all over it when I'm putting the decals on. I've been sat here for the last 10 minutes cutting all these out because they're black square, So it has to be cut out. There you go. And you've got your Leyland one on the boot there. I tell you what, these were a right pain to cut out, especially around that wheel arch. I mean, I use scissors. I mean, a knife is okay, a sharp knife, but you'll be very, very careful because it's very thin up here. There's not a lot of room up there, I'll tell you, to muck about with. So I don't know what they're going to react like in the water when I soak them. Whether they're going to snap off, I don't know. But anyway, they'll go on here somewhere. I think they go on something like that. Follow that body line, like that. Yeah. Then you have to cut there and there. But I won't do that till it's all dried. Okay. Right. I'll see you later then. Alright. Right. I've started doing the decals on this. Okay. Now, I'll just turn you around the other way. I've done this side. It's tricky because these are very thin at that point there. And the reason I put these on first like this is because I've been using the micro sole, the red one, because it softens the decals. Because I need the decals, as you can see, I needed them to go inside there and there, so when they're dry I can slice them with a very, very sharp scalpel blade. Okay, because otherwise if you try and cut them individually, you're not always going to get it right. And the same on the front bonnet. Now on the original pictures on Google Images on this car, that is right up there, but I had it up there, but this grill here, you can see that, the grill at the front there was causing me problems. Even with the micro sole, it was struggling to soften it down because it's quite a hump there. Same as down here, it's quite a hump, and down there, and it's got vents down both sides. So what I've had to do is drag it down slightly to there, and I put plenty of micro sole on because it will, you know, it'll only go so far, so hopefully it will dry and it will suck that down as far as I can get in there. But the thing is, you can't really want to touch it when you've done it. So what I'm doing now is going to show you on this side. Just making sure that door's as shut as I can get it. So I'll just put a bit of water on first, just on there, to help it slide. I mean, that's the best I can get that door shut. I mean, I've tried all sorts. It's just one of those things. Because at the end of the day, these are only toys, aren't they? And then you've got to very carefully pick this up. I'm trying to pick it off camera. And then if I can try and tilt that a bit more that way, and then get this on. See how thin that is there, look. It's really struggling that to get that off there. Then we'll get it somewhere near. So just to straighten that lump out there. It's a bit fiddly, this one, boys. It's a bit fiddly, this one. That's somewhere near where we want it. Right, okay. I'm going to get a bit of tissue. I'm doing it long distance because if it was close up, then you wouldn't hardly see me do anything. So it's going to. This is where as soon as you touch it, it moves. Just going to stroke it. Just take some of the water off. There we go. And this one's a bit tricky. Still not quite happy with it just there. Just need to get that up slightly. There you go. That looks better. Right, now having done that, actually could we come back a bit? Having done that, I'm just gonna gently dab it with the cotton ball, but just to flatten it best I can without moving it too much. It's just that bit there, isn't it? Because it's so thin, it keeps bending down further than I want it to be. That's it. Right. So we're on. So what we're going to do then is put the old micro on. Tap it on. Just paint it on. Try not to move it. Just paying attention to the door gaps there. It's moved a bit, but it's okay. There you go. No, oh. So I'm just trying to get that. Right. I'm going to leave that now. Hopefully what it will do, it will conform like this side has. Now you can see the front is gradually soaking it up. I might have to give it another coat, but be careful putting too much on because it might discolour the decal. But you can just see now, you can see the vent lines showing through there and there. I suppose if I was any good at painting and masking properly, I could have painted and masked that on there, but I don't know. It was a bit risky. So I'm going to leave that dry now, probably overnight. I'll revisit it before I go from here and probably put a little bit on the top and then leave it overnight and not touch it. And we'll see what we've got in the morning. Okay. Alrighty. Right. That's the decals dried now. Okay, now I split that with a brand new scalpel blade, which I've got a few of. I just run the reason the doors are up is because when you cut down here, this side here, we get this side here is just needed resticking, so I'll put a bit more of red marker sol on it. Yeah, that side was all right. It's just that bit there, and the same with this side. So that's why the doors are open at the minute. I'm waiting for it to go dry before I start painting the details. There's not many details on here. Door handle, indicator. This on the wheel thing is black, that bit there. Nothing on the front there. That front decal's sat down quite nicely on there, so it's not too bad at all. You can see the vents through it there and there. I'm glad I brought it down a bit though, because it would have struggled to get over here. So there you are. There you are. So with this one, I've got to wait for it to dry. You see me do details loads of times on this job, because I've only got a few little bits and bobs to do. Okay, so next time you see this, it'll be ready for assembly. It'll be on the mat. Here we are again then. This is it. Let's put the old TR7 Rally back together again. Just have a sip of the old coffee. Okay, this should be fairly straightforward. Upside down. Pop the glass in. The interior. It should just slide underneath there. Hopefully so. Just checking. Make sure it does go underneath. Just check it, make sure it sits flat. There you go. That's got it. Wheels. Front and back. And the bumpers. Make sure you get the right side, flat side, this side. Bottom. Make sure they sit where they should. Okay, we're getting there. And the base. I didn't paint the base, I just cleaned it all up. Just drop that on. Make sure it all fits together, which it does. Make sure the front bumper's got the spring in it, it has. Same with the back one. It's just a little bit on the sosh, that one. I don't know why that one's a bit like on the sosh. That's got it. There you go. Get the screws in. You can see that. So I'm just trying to find a thread hole. Use the other screw, I think. I try to keep the screws in the same hole that they came out of if I can. So it bites, there you go. You would have thought that would have been easy, wouldn't you? Just a minute. Make sure I've got it on right. Bumper seems to be a little bit tricky. Just want to sort this, have a look at this back bumper a bit in a minute. Just a second to see what's going on with that. It doesn't seem to want to sit right. Some reason or another. Excuse my arms being in the way. Straightforward, simple job. My foot. Okay. Try again. Try this one again. Help, I've got a decent sized screwdriver really, wouldn't I suppose? Nah. Going on here. Someone's messing me about here somewhere. I had it a minute ago, here we go. That's got it. What's that one? I don't know what's going on with these screws. I had it a minute ago. I did a dry run just before I come on camera. Perfect. Usual scenario, isn't it? There you go. That's it. Right. Sorry about that. Front bumper's got the spring in it. So has the back bumper. Just needs a bit tweaking around a bit. There you go. So we're all opening and shutting. Doors opening and shutting. So we're all good to go. That's it. Let's get it on the magic. This is what we started with. A plain one Dinky Toys TR7. Yep, it's a bit worn out. Too much motoring, needs a service. So, have a look, see how it turned out. Have a look at this. Here we go then. Dinky Toys Triumph TR7 Rally Leyland. Yeah, not a bad little casting. This quite easy to do, except for the decals on the you got to be sort of a bit smart with the decals on these. I think the originals were stickers, but these are decals. Come up quite nice. Excuse me. Did a fix of details, done the indicator lights, the fuel cap at the top there. I blacked in the little plastic bits that were on the side of the pillars. Did the back lights. I didn't bother doing the TR7 on the writing on that this time. I think it would. I did do it on the front actually. It didn't look right because it was. I think because sometimes I make this writing a bit too big, don't they? As far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I'm happy with it. There you go. The original, if you look at the original on the Google Images, it wasn't this number, it was another number, but the same style. For transfers, it got white wheels. I was considering putting white, paint these wheels white, but I thought if I'm going to do that, I might as well go to the point of putting the racing lamps on the front, fog lamps and that, so I didn't want to go to that length, because basically I was just sort of restoring it to its former glory with a few additions of extra detail. So here we go. Anyway, enough waffle. Thanks for watching. Look forward to your comments, and I'll see you again. What we got now? Yeah, next time, the next video will be the there's a DMC video coming out later on in the week, and then after that is the donations and purchases video, and it's the end of the month. So there you go. I'll see you there. Bye for now. Take care. Enjoy whatever you're doing, and we'll see you later. Bye.